Okay guys, my name is Kenny, and in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly how to prepare the massive erection juice formula. It's a simple natural Viagra juice for men who wants to boost their sperm quality. Okay, so first and foremost, who is this juice meant for? Like, who is this juice meant to serve? Now this is a simple juice anybody, including you, can prepare at home. Okay, so if you're a man or you're a woman and you're watching this video, or for people who are watching abroad, if you fall into any other gender class and then you're having infertility issues and you wish to try out a natural yet extremely potent way of tackling this, now this video is for you. Okay, now the good thing about this video is that it removes the stress and embarrassment of making unnecessary trips to the hospital and talking to a doctor about why you are having infertility issues and all that. It cuts that entirely off. This particular juice is guaranteed to not just boost your sperm quality but to increase your chances of becoming a father in no distant time. So I suggest you cut off all distractions. If you're watching this on your laptop, close every other tab that you must have open and pay attention. It's just 3-4 minutes and we're done. Okay, I'm going to review exactly how to prepare this juice from the comfort of your home, so that any man who has any issue of erectile dysfunction, if you have any issue of low sperm motility or low sperm count, that will be reversed immediately you start practicing the secrets I'm going to reveal in this video. Okay, so here are the food items that you'll be needing to prepare this massive erection juice formula. Okay, before I go ahead, this video was originally produced by Brian K, registered name, and I got permission from him in order to do this video on behalf of Nurse Vivian. Okay, so now you're going to be needing 3 or 4 fingers of ripe bananas. You're going to be needing a half avocado pear. You're going to be needing a full size or half cucumber. You're going to be needing 1 young coconut and clean water. You're also going to be needing wild raw honey, not the processed type that you can find in the mall. You're also going to be needing maca roots, that is if it is available, and of course you'll be needing a small blender so that you can just blend up the whole thing. Now, how do you prepare this juice? Like I said earlier, you just need a blender, you need the juice, you need the food items, and the fruits and nuts and every other thing I mentioned. Now, if you're watching this video from outside the shores of Africa, especially if you're watching from a developed country, I would suggest that you wash your fruits first with a slightly warm water, because I know you guys use a lot of mechanized farming and that comes along with lots of pesticides and genetically modified foods are being grown over there, which explains the high rate of cancer and all that. Okay, so just wash it off and with warm water so that you get any residue of any pesticide and genetically modified stuffs off your fruit. Okay, you don't want to get toxins into your body while you're trying to cure your infertility. Okay, so the first thing you're going to be needing is a young coconut, including the water inside. If you can't find a young coconut, it's okay to use a mature sized one. Okay, now here are the benefits of adding coconuts to this awesome, incredible fertility boosting juice. Number one is that we all know that coconut helps with clearing bacteria, especially bacteria that is located in your urinary tract system. Okay, so not just adding it to the juice, but also adding it as a snack to your everyday food. Okay, now here is a disclaimer before we get further into the video. This video does not in any way stand as a professional medical advice to anyone, and you should not replace this video, or you should not take this video as if it is a professional medical advice. Now, in as much as the secrets I'm going to reveal in this video works, I don't know your own specific case. I don't know the cause of your specific problem. It's not tailored to meet you specifically. Okay, so you're entirely responsible for whatever decision you take, and if you want to make any major dietary change, especially if you're diabetic, please do talk to a health personnel or a medical personnel and have yourself checked up. Okay, so that's about it. As you know, coconut is very, very, very healthy, especially that's the water that is found inside of the coconut. It could be used as a drip, that is a human serum in the absence of a medical drip. Okay, so if you're having erectile dysfunctions, do not joke with coconuts. Always make sure that you add it constantly to your normal food, and you'll be needing it for this juice that we're about to make. Okay, now the second thing on our list is the banana. Okay, wherever you're watching from, you must have heard of the banana. A banana is sweet, and you have the picture on your screen right now. You just need like 3-4 fingers of a ripe banana for this juice. Now, bananas are very high in potassium, and potassium make up a bulk of the sperm quality. Like, it helps with I think it actually helps with the energy of the entire sperm cell. Okay, so banana, apart from the sweet taste, it can actually help a man's sperm cell gain better quality. Now, one other thing is this: bananas have always been known to be an aphrodisiac. That is, it helps induce the urge for sex. It helps to increase the libido in both males and females. Now, when you mix bananas with watermelon in this juice formula, it's going to cause a double and triple increase in your sex drive. Okay, so you're going to be needing bananas and watermelons too. Now, you just need half slice, or if it's a medium-sized watermelon, all you need to do is cut it into 4 parts and take 1 slice out of the 4 and add it to your blender. Okay, now the next on our list is the avocado pear. It's a green, sometimes it could come a little bit greener, and all you have to do is slice it into half and use 1 part. Do not add the seed though. Just use the fleshy part of the avocado and add it to your blender. It's going to give you this unique taste, and besides the taste, fatty acids are very, very, very important when it comes to sexual well-being, especially the sex cells of a man and a woman. Fatty acids are one of the most, in fact, your sex cells are built around fatty acids. Okay, and then avocado contains omega-3 fatty acid. Now, omega-3 fatty acid in this case now does not just give you brighter hair color. It doesn't just give you a smoother skin. It helps to boost your sex cells as a man. It also contains folic acid, which is usually recommended for women who are trying to conceive. And at the same time, if you watched any of our fertility videos, if you've registered for our fertility boosting courses, you may have heard us mention this a couple of times over and over in the video. Avocado pear is quite, it's little known yet extremely potent. Okay, so if you have been trying over the time to get pregnant and you have not been getting positive results, I advise you to add avocado to your everyday diet. Now, on to the next one. We have here cucumber. Cucumber, which is usually used as the emoji is usually used to represent the male phallus sometimes during our chats. Now, the cucumber, apart from these pictorial representations during chats, also contains a high dose of vitamin B. Okay, now vitamin B is like the, would I say, in fact, I think it is the major source of energy for a man's sperm cell. This is very important, especially if you have a low case of maybe you have a low sperm motility. When you add cucumber, usually I add like half of the full length to the juice. Okay, so when you add this to the juice and you take it, you will notice that over time, because this is not magic, okay, and besides, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know your case particularly, and I don't know the level of damage that has been done to your sex cells. I don't know how I don't know how bad your infertility case is, but adding adding cucumber to this juice formula will definitely give your sperm cells that jerk, to give it that boost it needs. It will fire up the ability for it to swim. You know, when you make love with your woman, when you have sex with your woman and you release your sperm cells, it needs to swim up to the ovaries in order for fertilization to take place. Now, if you have a low energy, like if your cells have a low energy, it will not make that journey, and most of it will die off. And even if they make the journey, they won't have enough energy to penetrate and actually fertilize the egg. Okay, so pay attention to this video. I don't know, I'm surprised most people aren't talking about natural ways of fighting infertility, since it's obvious that drugs and modern medicine is not doing 100% job at alleviating this situation. Okay, so cucumber is a must-have, and at the same time, apples. Well, apple is I just use it as a sweetener, because by the time we're done with the juice, you'd find out that the only sweetener or the only sweet ingredients that has been added is the banana sulfur. So once in a while, I put an apple in my juice, but then I don't. Depending on your choice, I like to add just a half of the full size of an apple. Now you have ground powdered maca. First and foremost, what is maca? Okay, maca is, like, I call maca the world's #1 fertility boosting herb. Okay, now maca looks like onion. It looks like an onion ball, but then it's different. And if you're watching this video from Africa, especially Nigeria, maca is usually gotten from the northern part of Nigeria, and it's being sold by the Hausa men. Okay, so how do you use maca? When you get one, of course you wash it off and you slice it, allow it to dry. You sun dry it, or you could use an oven, but don't get it burnt. Okay, sun dry it and grind it to a powder. And when you're preparing this juice, just add, like, depending on the quantity of juice you're making, but if you're following my recipe, just add like 3 tablespoons of maca and wait for the magic to happen. Now, for those of you who haven't heard about maca, maybe if this is the first time you're coming across this powerful herb called maca, here is what maca does. Maca balances out the female hormones in a man's body. Okay, now if you are a man and you have man boobs, like you have breasts like a man, or you are fat and you are almost a woman, understand something. This body changes will also affect your biological cells. Okay, it will also affect your sex cells as a man. Normally, a man should have more male sex cells inside his, or let me say that again, a man should have more manly hormones as against female hormones. Okay, but then when you have your diet and all wrong, maybe you keep on eating a whole lot of junk, you take a whole lot of minerals, drinks, soft drinks, you take a lot of junk, you find out that all of a sudden your nipples will start, like it will have something that looks like a ball inside, like it looks like a female nipple, and most times you secrete milk and all that, and you literally turn it into a woman. At the same time, your testosterone, which is the male sex hormones, will drastically fall, and the female sex hormone, which is the estrogen, would rise astronomically. And if you don't reverse that, it is going to affect your ability to father a child. Okay, so maca is incredible when it comes to balancing out these hormones. Now, the good thing about maca is that it doesn't just work for men. It has a lovely effect on women too, especially if you have a hard time, if you're having a hard time ovulating as a woman. Okay, now how do you use this maca as a woman? All you have to do, follow the same process: cut it up, grind it, and dry it up and grind, and add like 1-2 tablespoons to your tea or your pap before your monthly periods. Okay, now but then a note of warning to women who would like to use maca: using maca may alter the total your normal cycle length as a woman. Okay, so you should pay attention to the amount you consume and the effect it has on you, and maybe after the first few usage you know instinctively that you should reduce or increase the amount. But then maca is a must-have. Okay, now I think it's called izubaka in Yoruba, and I've been talking with my friends who stay in the northern part of the country to see if I can get maca in huge quantities. I've been getting lots and lots of messages, and people have been asking to get it down across to them. And if you're interested in getting this, maybe if you have a case of infertility as a woman, you have troubles with your ovulation, or you're a man and you have this fatty body, you have this girly looking body, and or you have dead cells as whenever you release during sex, okay, you need maca in your life. So if you're interested, watch to the end, because I'll be leaving instructions on how to get across to me and these ingredients. Now we're almost at the end. This is raw ground cocoa. Okay, cocoa is cocoa, the raw one, not these processed things you have in the mall everywhere. I don't mean Bonvita, Milo, chocolate and all that. No, those ones are the finished product. Cocoa is the raw form. Like, it is from cocoa that you get Milo, Bonvita, Cadbury, and all other chocolate drinks. Okay, now cocoa contains theobromine. In fact, the Greeks called cocoa drink the drink of the gods. Okay, what this means is that it energizes them, it gives them this godlike feel. In fact, we all know that whenever you take chocolate drinks, you suddenly feel relaxed and you almost feel dizzy, like you want to go to sleep. Okay, that is what cocoa does. Cocoa relaxes your nerves and blood vessels. It loosens you up. Okay, so if you're having infertility issues that is caused by irregular blood flows, maybe your blood vessels are not as free and the blood flow is not that free, you need to add cocoa to this juice formula. All you need to do is just add like 2-3 tablespoons of cocoa and you're good to go. Okay, so where do you get raw cocoa? That is another question that pops up. Where do you get raw ground cocoa? If you stay in Nigeria, I don't know about other countries though, but if you stay in Nigeria, all you have to do is walk into your local market and check the baking section. When you get to the baking section, ask them for raw cocoa, grinded raw cocoa. Yeah, it's always bitter. It's not sweetened at all. It's very bitter. That's why you need to add honey while you're preparing the juice, because honey is not just a sweetener. Raw wild honey is one other superfood that I don't joke with, because honey has been proven scientifically to be able to kill 99.9% of all bacteria. Do you know what that means? When you apply honey to any wound, it kills every trace of bacteria, at least leaving out 0.1%, because we all know that we are yet to discover every single bacteria on earth. Okay, so honey is an aphrodisiac, it is an antiseptic, and it is a fertility booster too. It is good for women and men, but at the same time, just make sure you are not allergic to it. I've heard that there are people who are allergic to honey, but I'm yet to meet one in person. But then, if your body reacts well to honey, you could add 3 tablespoons, or just add to taste. Okay, when you add, blend and test, and when it's sweet enough, it's okay. You get it? Now, one other thing I might talk about honey, especially concerning women who are trying to conceive, is that honey can actually help boost your ovulation. Yes, I said that. Okay, now here is how to use it in order to boost your ovulation. What you have to do is grind one clove of garlic. When you grind garlic, fresh one, grind it, mix it with like 2 tablespoons of honey and lick it. Okay, you can just lick it, but always make sure you do that before your ovulation starts. Okay, like a few days before your ovulation, just lick the honey. Now, if you don't know how to calculate your ovulation, I suggest you also wait till the end of the video, because I give out instructions on how to join our email training for free. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is what to do. You get every item I have listed in this video together and blend them together. Okay, when you blend, you add water once in a while so that it don't get too thick, and at the end you chill it in the refrigerator to preserve it, and you could take a glass once every day. Now, a note of warning: make sure to follow the instructions I gave out in the PDF. That is, there is a downloadable ebook that comes along with this juice formula video. Okay, for example, you don't have sex immediately after taking this juice. At least you have to give it like 3 to 4 hours after taking the juice. There is a reason for that, and I explained it inside this ebook that you should get. Okay, at the same time, if you added pineapples while preparing this smoothie, you should be careful how you feed it to your woman, because as you know, pineapple has a high dose of vitamin C, and it may hurt a woman who is trying to conceive. Okay, so in the end, it's very easy to prepare. This is something you can do at your home. In fact, in less than 10 minutes, you're done with the preparation. And if you prepared a good quantity, you could store it and take it for like a week before you prepare another one. Okay, so here are the 3 things or 3 benefits you'd get out of this juice as a man when you start taking it. Number 1, it's going to boost your sex cells and ability to father a child in less than 2 months, guaranteed. Okay, that is depending on the level of infertility case you have and how consistent you are. Okay, number 2, it's going to definitely fire up your stamina and help you last longer in bed. I'm talking about 30 minutes and above in bed with your woman without needing Viagra or all that. Okay, now number 3, it's going to give you better, stronger erections that your woman will definitely be so proud of, that she would beg you for more. Okay, now trust me, this juice is going to transform your sexual energy in bed, and you would become a young bull in bed. Now this is probably the end of the video, and if you're interested in getting any of the items, especially the ground maca powder, delivered to your address, all you have to do is join my email training here. Now this email training is for women. Just log on to www.ourbabymiracle.com and join our email training. Okay, now if you're a man, it's okay, feel free to join, especially if you're trying to father a child and you've tried everything. You've taken medicine, you've taken Clomid, your wife has taken Clomid, You guys have taken shots and still no result. Okay, why don't you think about going the natural way? Now, it's not as if I'm not trying to say that drugs don't work. We all know drugs do work, but then drugs, they have this quite disturbing fact about them. The thing with drugs is that after you take drugs for a while, it's going to take your body 2 stages of healing and recovery to actually get back to the normal working state. Firstly, you're going to recover from the illness itself. That is the illness you've been trying to fight with the drugs. And secondly, your body is going to try to get rid of the drugs and reset itself to its original default setting. Okay, so now you're recovering from the drugs and from the illness itself. When you can cut off all those BS and try natural ways, which has a low risk and very extremely efficient. Okay, now how am I so sure this juice works? Well, like I said earlier, I am a living witness, and this is a juice I personally have used and tested, and I didn't know it was this super till I actually got a girlfriend who fortunately was a dietitian, and she started pointing out the specific work of all the ingredients that I've added to this juice. Okay, so I don't know what you're passing through. I don't know if you've tried for years without a baby. I don't know if you've visited hospitals and if you've talked to lots of physicians, gynecologists, and you've prayed and I don't know what you're passing through in your married life. I don't know how your husband is taking it. But if you're having a hard time having a baby and you've taken drugs and yet no results, I'd like you to join my email training. Okay, this is a training I run alongside Nurse Vivian, and in this training we'll help couples get pregnant. Don't get me wrong, babies come from God and from nature only. We can only help you, show you how to get to that point faster. Okay, now this offer is very limited because we always get lots and lots and lots of questions, lots of questions, and we don't even have time for ourselves. Okay, so we may be taking down this video as soon as we have enough subscribers. Okay, just quickly log on to www.ourbabymiracle.com and join our free email training. At the same time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you.